Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and we had a tip that came in about possible illegal campaign contributions to Sheriff Bill Prummell, and we are looking into it right now. I thought I would let you guys know. As you know, the system is corrupt. It's corrupt as hell here. GORDA is corrupt as hell here. I've experienced the corruption personally myself, so we would thought you let you know what's going on. This is a tip that we got in. Basically funneling money. Serious allegation of official misconduct after Charlotte County Sheriff allegedly occurred. Campaign attention incident. Sheriff Bill Prummell, recently reelected as sheriff on Sunday. Special Agent Mike Ortiz received a text on his personal cell phone from Sheriff candidate Mr. Dale Richard. So that's what makes this story even more interesting too. Dale Richard is an ex-Charlotte County sheriff, and he's sick of the corruption, and that's why he ran for sheriff too, to try to stop the corruption. And somebody came to him with this information, and he contacted FDLE. And as we've seen with the FDLE, with the Punta GORDA Police Department, that's like asking a mafia to investigate the mafia. Nothing happens. It's a freaking joke. So, but anyways, I'll go through it quick. So yeah, he reported it, and it went nowhere. So we're finding more avenues and places to report it. We're finding out it should have went to the elections campaign committee, so they can look at it to see if funneling money is illegal or not. But anyways, it's interesting. On vacation at times, Richard professionally with both employees. See, there you go. They both worked at Charlotte County Sheriff's Office. Richard advised that as an important matter he wants to discuss Ortiz rather than telephone. Mr. Richard, and the reason why they don't want to do the telephone is, we're documenting they have a lot of gear for the Stingray. The Stingray is basically a fake cell phone tower which can get it all, man. They can get your data, your text, your phone, everything. It is nuts. It is bad, and it's scary. So that's why he wanted to meet in person, because it's sad what they can do. I say advise Richard be available and located. So FDLE looked at it. They got a case number. The original complaint has laundry list possible illegal activities by the Charlotte County Sheriff. Interestingly, no action was taken on the complaint submitted to FDLE to Fort Myers office. So this is the thing too. We're trying to get this guy connected with the local TV reporter here who likes to bust corrupt cops, and I actually chatted with Dale Richard in Facebook chat, and he said he's got a crap load of stuff that they've done, and every time he reports it, it gets nowhere. Nobody does anything. I don't know who the fudge the Charlotte County Sheriff knows here, but there is a ton of ex-FBI, NSA, military. It is ridiculous. There's people that are retired here that are so high up, we think that's what's going on. Is that the minute something happens, Sheriff Bill Prummell calls him and says, "Can you please call somebody to stop it, man? We don't want to be busted for corruption," and then it disappears. So it is insane. It's really sad. Based upon Cracker Barrel Restaurant located in Kings Highway, meeting was held as agreed. The complaint was Florida Department of Law Enforcement. Original laundry list of illegal activity. In reviewing the allegations, they found one allegation, I believe, serious breach of public trust by an elected official, Sheriff Bill Prummell. On 20, relayed to Special Agent Ortiz, Mr. Ortiz has a conversation with friend Sergeant Greg Close, Charlotte County Sheriff. The closest father is a physician in Charlotte County. According to Richard, Greg Close told him directly that his father gave Sheriff Prummell a campaign contribution of $1,000 in the form of a check. Greg Close has also told Richard that Sheriff Bill Prummell returned a check to Greg Close, saying that the donation would look better if it came from Greg himself. Mr. Richard stated that Greg Close's father then funneled the campaign contribution to his son Greg, who in turn provided the funds back. So there you go, funneling. So let's zoom in here. Sheriff Prummell, a search of County Supervisor shows that Greg Close did in fact make the donation of $1,000 to Sheriff Bill Prummell's campaigns. So that's what we're calling it, is funneling money. And I believe these allegations are a violation of Florida election law, breach of public trust, and official misconduct of an elected official. In fact, actually, they used the same thing. This happened to another Charlotte County sheriff who was elected in office, and they used the same exact scenario, and they took him out of office. So this is real deal, and that's why we're getting it to whoever we can, and we're making a video about it. They included the narrative from Richard concerning their interaction with Greg Clusis for getting the laundered $1,000 campaign contribution shared to an email Mr. Richard received from Greg Clusis' wife, reinforcing its transfer of the laundered campaign. I believe the allegations are serious and should be investigated. And then this is neat. We actually got the report from the FDLE when they both. So basically, this is saying the same thing. But there is a little bit more in here. Okay. SA responded and met with Richard at the venue at May 1st. Richard advised SA Ortiz that he had some information regarding possible illegal steroid use by several Charlotte County deputies, including a captain and a deputy assigned to the DEA task force. That is sad, and a lot of people will tell you the attitude that these guys have, they're on something. So I would totally agree. In fact, actually, Robert Tuck, the one that we're suing for illegally looking me up, was busted for this stuff. He was busted when he was working at the jail. They fired him, and then he was hired by the Charlotte County Sheriff, and of course he's still on steroids and has a really bad attitude. Attending words in which anti-drug efforts, and Richard stated that while he was in attendance, I'm going to zoom in more. That while he was in attendance, Lieutenant Brian Harris, who's a former vice narcotic commander, advised Richards that he Harrison was aware of illegal steroid use among several deputies and made Sheriff Prummell one of possible illegal drug use. According to Richard, Harris stated deputies in question were never drug tested or investigated. Richard stated that he was also advised by a private investigator, Jeff Jubenville, of steroid parties involving the deputies in question. Wow. Man, I didn't even read this till now. Holy crap. Richard advised S.A. Ortiz that a reason for coming forward was because he felt at some point the information would be made public. He is a candidate for office sheriff. Be remiss if he didn't notify authorities. Richard also advised of a possible campaign violation involving Sheriff Bill Prummell. And okay, that part we did here, but the steroids, look at that. Neat. And you wonder why their attitudes suck so bad. Gee, there you go. And then this one is violations of members of campaign during the working hours, and ooh, so I'm a bad person. I miss funnel money. Okay, that part we got. Richard also detailed violations of members of the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office campaigning for Prummell during their working hours and in uniform. That is illegal. Thank you. As said Richard to contact DEA in reference to alleged steroid use in regards to allegation of campaign contributions personal during working. Richard was referred to make a complaint to the Florida Elections Commissions, which we've heard has been done. So we're still waiting. So yes, this is a story again about the illegal campaign contributions. So that one we already have read. But yes, so here is the proof letter that is from Sergeant Greg Close's wife. I just wanted to mess you about the whole donation thing. Okay, let's. God, I am so lying. It resulted in hurt feelings. I know Greg told you this already. I just wanted to hear it from you too. We honestly talked about whether or not we should donate to the sheriff, being that the whole reason that the sheriff was upset with Greg was the fact that he donated $25 to another candidate. We felt like he had to donate something. We also felt like Greg had told the sheriff to his face that it was only $25 meant nothing. We had to donate the $25. Greg and I mutually agreed on $100. Trying to protect you, Connie, and all his feelings involved. We put the name, leaving Greg's name out of it. During that time, John, Greg's dad, sent the sheriff an email letter. In that letter, he explained that during the last election, he had been supporting him, but had a stroke and changed all priorities at the time. Among other things in the email, told him that new contributions were expensive, had every intention of supporting him this go around. He didn't want there to be any delay in the sheriff getting his funds, so he told the sheriff Greg, giving him a check that we could get it and use it sooner than later. John in turn would replace Greg's fund. John called Greg and told him he wanted us to write a check and give it to the sheriff. He in turn was mailing us a check. Was that Greg was to say to his dad? No. Now keep in mind, he had already written a check, so now this check had to be written by Greg. Greg did write in the memo that it was a donation by John closest. Greg was definitely in a lose-lose situation. We definitely didn't have the money for that, and even if we did, we wouldn't have donated it. The fact that this has all ended up hurting feelings Greg lost is how to handle it. Never a millionaire was Greg intentionally do anything to hurt or disrespect you or Connie. You both I thought of as very important people in our lives. You stood up at our wedding. We love you both very much. If you remember correctly, you had just said Greg wanted to stop being friends until all this would understand. Greg's response was no, never. We both have tried and will continue to try letting you know anything that is going on in the sheriff's office, potential fundraisers, salaries of CCS employees, eat. I just really wanted to let you know, so both sorry that resulted in hurt feelings. I really would hate friendships change over a matter of something that Greg absolutely had no control over. We both really do value both you and Connie's friendship. So it sounds like what the sheriff was trying to do, he was trying to make all the sheriffs there donate to him, so basically in a weird sick way saying, see, all my guys support me, which is BS, because the way the vote came down here in Charlotte County is that half the people in Charlotte County put their votes towards another guy named Milo and another guy named Ed Pope. They keep saying that Bill Prummell had a landslide. It's bullcrap. Half the people said, F you, Bill, we're sick of the corruption, and voted for the other guys. So this is interesting. We do think there is something here. And like I said, the stuff has been submitted. We wanted to let you guys know about it, that it's corruption as usual, and it's got to stop.
Hey, Sheriff, we have a question about why your office, your intelligence division, is investigating private citizens for criminal investigation that happen to be activists that are overseeing your department. Why would you have your intelligence division investigate private citizens? We have done... Sir, we don't hate anyone. We love freedom and we love American people. And government is out of control. That's why you're seeing such a revolt nationwide. Why can't you just answer, why is Susan Edwards, your intelligence division, investigating private citizens? This should not happen.
Are you here to apply for a job?
Possibly I might be applying for a job, but that's irrelevant to my question. Why would you ask that question?
I'll enjoy the fair.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Excuse you?
Excuse me, sir.
So those of you that haven't
Wow.
been on a bike before, we're
Sheriff's
just
getting a little too pushy.
is
You
the
work
hard
for
part
us, Sheriff.
in
Just
keeping
keep that in mind. At one time we respected you, but not with that type of attitude.